Hello, everyone, and welcome to the October edition of the Menapace Real Estate newsletter. And thanks so much for joining me. We're going to kick things off with a little bit of a market update. At this point, October 2022, it's a buyer's market. It's pretty much the time that everyone's been waiting for. The challenge is there's not a whole lot of inventory, arguably even less inventory than over the summer. What is great, though, is that a lot of the opportunities that we see on and off the market right now can be purchased for at or below asking price, with a few exceptions that are still pushing purchase prices up above asking, but those are a bit fewer and further between. What I am suggesting to everybody is that if you were pre-approved 1, 2, or 3 months ago by a bank, that you go back and you get that pre-approval updated. It's going to be required anyways if you're going to be putting an offer in on a home, but really it's going to let you know if you still have the same buying power. And it doesn't necessarily mean that your limit on purchase price will change, but it may require you to put more money down. So if you're pre-approved with, say, 10% down for a $1 million loan or $1 million home, you may now have to put 20% down, which could impact your overall buying power. So make sure that just as a housekeeping item, you keep that pre-approval up to date. Where do I think home prices are going and what's going to happen? Well, what I do know is that the Fed has come out and publicly said that they're going to be raising rates at least twice more in the year of 2022, or at least by the end of this year, and then again early next year, a considerable amount. The reason they're doing that is, they are really looking to get inflation under control. And when we talk about inflation, there's really a few components. There's the monetary supply, which is something that they have control over, and they can reduce monetary supply by increasing interest rates. But there's also other pieces to that that they do not have control over, and that's supply chain and unemployment rates. And right now, believe it or not, the goal is to actually increase unemployment. Right now, we're still at an all-time low. I think there's 2 jobs for every 1 available person actively looking for a job. And because of that, salaries are still really high, and that does end up impacting the cost of goods. So there's all these factors that they're trying to wrangle in so they can really try and cap inflation. And I don't think that we're going to see interest rates fall again for probably at least a year, meaning fall or Q3 or Q4 of 2023, when they feel that overall inflation has peaked and it's starting to go back down. So with that, I think that this is going to be the environment that we operate in for a while, but I will say it's here. It is a buyer's market. We're still getting lots of deals under contract and offers accepted for people. And I think it's really a fantastic time to purchase if you do find a home that you like. That said, do not feel pressured to go out and buy a home because you think that interest rates are going to go even higher. An interest rate is something that can always be refinanced and changed or bought down. When you purchase a home, you can buy that interest rate down. So make sure that you're always operating from a place of comfort and that you're buying when it makes sense for you, not because of external market factors. With that, I'm seeing that in the investment world, yes, interest rates are continuing to go up even higher for investment properties. And in a few weeks, we'll actually be coming out with a podcast of an interview that I did with a lender that specifically lends on investment properties. However, we're finding even better deals, both for the long-term rentals as well as short-term rentals. So it's really an amazing space. If you're trying to buy a house in a vacation market, now is finally your opportunity, especially here in Massachusetts. A lot of the vacation markets are going to be out in Western Mass, or they're going to be along Cape Cod or the South Shore. I'm seeing deals that pretty much anything that's over $700,000, I'm seeing those deals sit on the market for a bit longer, especially when we get into the $1 to $2 million range. And there's some really, really fantastic opportunities to get a home at a really, really good price, one that you'll be very proud of for years to come. One thing that we've been offering our clients is revenue analysis. So if you're looking to buy a long-term rental or short-term rental, we're offering that analysis as part of what we're giving to our clients. And if you're buying a short-term rental, we've recently launched a company called the 5-Star Co-Host, where we are actively managing short-term rentals to make it a much more passive investment for our clients. We do consulting and coaching and all sorts of things within that realm as well, but just something we offer. So in this month's newsletter, you're going to see a ton of video content. We have been super busy doing lots of interviews, trying to bring everyone that likes to follow this newsletter and our podcast and our YouTube channel as much information as possible. So in this month's newsletter, you're going to see Kim Menapace puts on a course on how to manage and navigate the financial matters of a short-term rental. You'll see a 2-part interview with a CPA that we interviewed named Ryan Bakey, who travels the country as a public speaker, and he does tax strategy for investors and is really good, especially in the short-term rental space, particularly if you're somebody who does this part-time with a W-2. We're also going to see another interview that we did with an individual named Michael Bafuto. Michael and his wife, Marissa, bought a 10-bedroom home down in Kissimmee, Florida, just outside of Orlando, right near Disney World. And this was their very first investment property. They redesigned it from the ground up, even having a full-on Disney themed game room, Harry Potter movie theater, just really, really, really neat concept that they did in there. And they're making a killing on this house. They've used that house to then go buy one other short-term rental out in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and they just got their 3rd short-term rental under contract in North Carolina. Then we have some advertisements for the 5-Star Co-Host, where we have the full service company where we're doing Airbnb short-term rental management, coaching and consulting, helping folks launch and manage or launch their short-term rental and get the ball rolling so they can manage it on their own. And then 5-Star Co-Host just launched a new listing down in Dennisport, Cape Cod, a luxury 4-bedroom home that sleeps 10, and we'll have all the links to that. So as always, thanks so much for tuning in and for following my personal real estate journey. I love bringing this content to everybody, and I really enjoy working with all of you. So thank you, everyone. Be well, be safe, and we'll see you again just before Thanksgiving.